CBS News senior foreign correspondent Mark Phillips is with us now from Manchester. And Mark, there are a lot of new details emerging. What have police discovered from the widespread raids and the arrests?
Well, the latest news that we have is that they've made 8 arrests, 7 of them men, 1 woman. And the chief constable here says that those arrests have led to other avenues of inquiry. They've been raiding properties, using, in fact, controlled explosions in many cases to break into buildings because they're afraid they may have been booby-trapped. All of the indications are that they've stumbled tragically after the event upon the existence of what they call a network here, and the investigations are now designed to try to uncover just how widespread it is, what it's known, what it's been up to, and what it may be planning to be up to.
Now, we heard that Abidi actually traveled just prior to the attack. How is that impacting the investigation?
Well, it raises serious issues. I mean, the story is that he traveled at least to Libya, where his family is from, and where his father and his brother apparently also were, because they've been arrested now, it seems, by some militias in Tripoli, but that he traveled there. Libya, as we all know, is a situation of security chaos these days. Various competing militias controlling various parts of the city and parts of the country with different allegiances, some more radical, some more militant than others. The ones that have picked up the father and the son describe themselves as a counter-terrorism militia, whatever that means in Libyan terms. But the fear is that Abidi, the bomber here, had gone there possibly to be in touch with controllers or planners or bomb makers or who knows what from ISIS, who we know are operating in Libya as well. There's also the suggestion, this one was made by the French foreign minister, interior minister, that he may have traveled to Syria as well. Probably, he said, Abidi went to Syria. So what this indicates is that although the bomber himself is Manchester born and bred, he comes from a family of Libyan heritage, and he may well have been in association with people outside the country who are pulling the strings. One of the indications for that is the very sophistication of the bomb, the fragments, pictures of which have been leaked, about which we can talk later. But they show a bomb of extreme sophistication, little circuit boards in the trigger mechanism that he held in his left hand and that kind of thing. A bomb that high tech is thought to have probably been beyond the capabilities of this guy who blew himself up and killed the 22 people along with him. So all of these questions, the longer this inquiry goes on, it's very much a case, I think, of broadening their search and broadening the inquiry to find out what they can, rather than at this stage focusing in on anything. It's a pretty wide net right now.
And Mark, let us talk about that, the leaking of these photos that we're looking at. The UK police and Theresa May, the Prime Minister of Great Britain, are outraged at the US and foreign media for allegedly leaking this intel. What more can you tell us about that?
Well, they're furious. There's no question about it. Let me just go back a few years here. At the beginning of this whole terrorism story, the criticism was that the various counter-espionage and intelligence agencies in various countries were not sharing enough information, and that's how the terrorists could operate. Even within countries, there wasn't enough information shared, we were told. So now there's this whole mechanism. They find out something here, a bomb goes off, the investigators go in, they do their forensic analysis, they take their pictures, they circulate this stuff in the interest of finding out what anybody else knows about it or what leads can be developed out of it, and then boom, it shows up on the front page of newspapers. They think that's giving the bad guys a leg up. It shows what the investigators know. It perhaps negates the possibility of pursuing leads that lead out of it. It shows what kinds of technology the intelligence services anticipate. The intelligence services have got files of various bits of bombs since the beginning of this whole terrorism story. That information can be used to pinpoint where this thing might have come from. and that would indicate to the people who built the bomb that the police were on to them. The same with the release of the name of the bomber. The police here had tried to keep that quiet, they say now, for about 36 hours, because obviously releasing the name tips off potential associates that they're onto them. So it's a tension that inevitably exists on these stories between what the media wants to know, what the public deserves to know, and what the counterintelligence forces think is best kept secret, at least for some period.
Indeed. Mark Phillips in Manchester, thank you very much, Mark.